second edition of the OKPEKPE road race 10 kilometers that held in the hilly Serene community in May 2014 built on the success of the inaugural edition. OKPEKPE, a sleepy village of just over 3,000 inhabitants located in Etsako East local government area of Edo State, south of Nigeria, was hitherto little known until one of Nigeria's biggest marketing firms, Pamosi Sports Marketing, teamed up with the country's athletics federation, the AFN, to organize the race named after the town where the finish line is located, with over $100,000 in prize monies doing much to attract some of the best road runners in the world. OKPEKPE was suddenly etched on the sporting map for all the right reasons. For the second edition, the AFN says expanding the frontiers of the race from a technical point of view was critical.
AFN has all the technical input as to the equipment, doping, officiating, all those technical areas. We in the AFN are in charge and we are the ones handling that. For the field, obviously we have a very strong field, very, very strong field. And some of the people who have won international races in marathon this year are going to take part.
Making business sense of the OKPEKPE road race 10 kilometers was of course placed on the capable hands of Pamosi Sports Marketing led by Mike Temagbo.
What are the take-homes? What are the indices to suggest that the first event was quite successful? And if you go by our estimation, we were expecting about 1,000 athletes, but we had over 2,000 athletes for the first edition. And of course, with the platform we created for sponsors too, it was quite electrifying. There was TV, most importantly. You know, when you have TV, you show that you are transmitting the below the line to above the line. And I think also that has to do with credibility of those that are involved. We have very strong equity brands with us, and they are still with us. So definitely the first year was they were doubting. The second year, of course, is going to prove that, listen, we know what we're doing, and we are looking forward to create the commercial success of this property, which is why in this year we're doing more of merchandising, so that you don't need government to fund any aspect of this event. Basically, I can say that the funding is about 20% from government, which is the prize money. We do the entire organization at our cost. So it's not a government event. The government, the state government is a sponsor, like Enterprise Bank. But again, you can't take it away from them that they have been a good host and a wonderful host.
With thousands of athletes and officials from many countries converging on OKPEKPE for the race, safety and security was always on the front burner.
I can assure you that with what is on the ground, security is very okay. The event is going to be a successful and injury-free event.
The race featured an exciting mix of fresh and experienced road runners from Kenya, Ethiopia and Uganda, as well as hundreds of fast-developing distant runners from Nigeria. The elite runners are a competitive set of athletes. Amos Mitai won the 2013 Nairobi 10 kilometers in his native Kenya. Ethiopian Teshon Ashafan was a pacemaker at the 2013 Prague Half Marathon in Czech Republic. Kolevis Kagongo was second in the Ugandan 12 kilometers cross-country. They all have a host of top Nigerian road runners to compete with. In the women's section, Kenya and Ethiopia also provided the star attractions. Wudi Ayalu and Gedet Yalu, both of Ethiopia, will surely be looking over their shoulders for Kenya's Josephine Chepkoech and Esther Chemtai. However, the main race, like last year, was preceded by the VIP version. Host Governor Adams Oshiomhole is not just a VIP, he's a superb athlete and sports lover. His completion of the entire 10 kilometers course in 2013 shocked many. And at the age of 62, he was looking to repeat the feat. And exactly that he did.
In the real world, most people think, oh, it's impossible for me, and therefore they don't even want to try. And what distinguishes those who are successful from those who are not is the will to try. You know, the audacity to engage. And for many people of our age, they will wonder, no, it's not possible. Oh, it's a suicide mission. The truth is that you virtually can do anything that you set out to do if you are determined to do it. And I've seen a lot of younger people who could even do a kilometer. And what last year's experience has done for me is to first give me confidence. And this year, I found it even far, far less stressful than it was last year. because the body has adjusted, the mind has adjusted. And of course, I've also had the opportunity to do training both on the treadmill and to run on the road.
Governor Shomole also said benefits of seeing the humble people of OKPEKPE and surrounding communities witness tangible developments through infrastructural provision and staging of an international race on their soil cannot be quantified.
In addition to see villagers who think they are forgotten, having fine resources to build this road and to reintegrate and reconnect this community like several other communities to Edo State by building standard highways, the villagers now realize that development can be taken to where they are. They don't have to relocate from the village to go to the city. And I think the credit for all this is to the organizers, the Athletic Federation of Nigeria and their international collaborators. And for me, more than sermonizing about people not drifting to the city, these are practical affirmative steps you are taking to carry sports, leisure, international stars. Many of these villagers, when they see some of these Nollywood stars that they see on television, they are excited and they're like, so these people can come to us, we very ordinary rural people. So I cannot quantify the benefit and therefore my level of excitement.
The elite OKPEKPE 10 kilometers race began with so much energy and enthusiasm shown by the runners. As usual in such a race, it took a few distances to separate the wheat from the chaff. Just a little over 1 kilometer in 31 degrees centigrade heat, the leading pack emerged with some distinction. Kenyan Wilson 2, sporting bib number 67, was the early leader, with runners from Ethiopia, Uganda and fellow Kenyans following closely behind. However, 6 kilometers on, number 62, Teshoma Shafan of Ethiopia, pulled away from the chasing pack to meet Wilson, the race leader. On the women's side, after 4 kilometers, there were 8 runners in the leading bunch, with the sole Nigerian male, Saka Sanusi, in a Goshen, acting almost like a pacemaker, but otherwise running his own race as well. Further up front, Ashafan's race strategy became clearer and was yielding fruit. Inside kilometer 6, the 18-year-old went past Wilson and steadily increased his lead, such that by the 7th kilometer, he was the clear leader. Downhill, Ashafan checked back to confirm the gap between him and the others. That spurred him to push further forward, even during the physically exhaustive uphill ascent. On the women's side, with 3 kilometers to go, number 11 Yaliu of Ethiopia and Kenya's Chemtai could not be separated. However, that soon changed as Chemtai's energy tank began to dry up, and it became an all-Ethiopian affair, with Ayalu, the number 10, Kenneth Yalu and Behan Dibaba breaking away. Ashafan eventually crossed the finish line on 28 minutes 36 seconds, breaking the competition record by over a minute. Mitai of Kenya and compatriot Kagongo took second and third, and their timing was so good, the first 3 finishers beat the time of 29 minutes 39 seconds set by 2013 champion Moses Masai of Kenya. Ashafan said after the race that the hot and humid condition was as tough as can be, but he was thrilled to be $25,000 richer.
He's very happy with his performance and his results, and he thinks that this will motivate him and allow him to do better for his next international race.
Second placed Amos Mitai also said the hot conditions affected his race, but more than that, he wants to have another go at the top prize come next year.
How did the weather affect your performance?
It is too warm, very warm.
Were you expecting it to be this warm concerning the race?
No, I was not expecting to be warm like that.
And did it affect you in any way?
Yes, it affects.
Are you planning to come back next year?
Yes, I'm planning. I'll come back.
And when you come back next year, what position do you want?
Position 1. I want to be position 1.
Actually, for being made me to finish that due to the warm state, because it was warm really, and I am happy for being that because this is my first time to run in this OKPEKPE edition road race kilometer. Yeah, I'm very happy for being won $10,000 because I've been running 10 kilometers all over the world, and I've ever had a 10 kilometer prize money like today in Nigeria.
The women's race was an Ethiopian clean sweep won by Ayalu. Governor Shomole was so impressed with their efforts, he announced an extra $10,000 will be added to the winner's check of the women's champion, to bring it at par with the men and urged the organizers to reflect these in subsequent editions in line with its government's gender equality initiative. The women's champion is not exactly new to Nigeria, having competed in the Obudu Mountain race in Cross River State. But OKPEKPE was tough because it was her first race after 6 months out with injury. Speaking through her manager, Ayalu expressed her appreciation of the governor's gesture.
So she said that she's very happy with her performance today. She's coming back from an injury, like 6 months of no running, and so she's happy that this is her first race that she's competing in and also that she's winning. She's been to Nigeria before. She competed in the mountain run, and so she says she loves the city and she's happy to be back. Times are changing, things are getting better, like all over the world. Women are receiving equal rights, and the fact that she witnessed that right here at this race with a gesture by the government adding on another $10,000, it just proves that, and she's really happy.
From a legacy perspective, the sleepy community of OKPEKPE has been touched in many positive ways by the growing profile of an international race named after their village. This is very well captured in the words of proud indigents of the town.
We are really happy and we are grateful to God that subsequently like this we should be coming hopefully.
I'm very happy because nobody ever think of that this kind of thing will ever happen to our village. So I'm very grateful for that. We also thank our governor, Adam Soshomole, for making this to be possible for us because it is not easy. We thank God for everything. So I'm proud to be an OKPEKPE.
I'm very, very happy because OKPEKPE was a local place. Before now, OKPEKPE is more than Lagos now and Abuja. So I'm very, very interested. I'm very, very happy.
As preparations shift to the 2015 edition of the OKPEKPE Road Race 10 kilometers, no doubt 2 years of success will rub off positively on the next race. But in the meantime, sons and daughters of OKPEKPE can dance to the joy brought to them by the road race.